Hey, Mystic Michaela, spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today, live life like a red aura. If you weren't aware by now, we've been doing this little series here on Know Your Aura podcast where we talk about the life hacks, the life advice, and the life inspiration from each aura color. So far we've done blue, yellow, purple, pink, green, and you can look back not too far. You'll find all of those. And if you feel like you are a red, or perhaps you live with a red, or you know a red, this is going to be a very helpful episode for you. But first, let's talk to our red aura. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Well, I made an executive decision, red aura style, that we go with red this week versus turquoise.
Right.
Turquoise came in second, but, I figure we go with the red.
But
we are going to do turquoise.
Well, yeah.
There's only two colors left, right?
It's the trigger for the turquoise.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been saying this since the first color we've done.
Yeah.
This is like the eighth time sixth time I've done this.
And now we have to make turquoise last. Otherwise, you won't have an intro.
Maybe next week. Next time we do it turquoise.
Oh, you're going to dangle it in front of them, make indigos be last?
Ooh,
interesting. Ooh, all right.
All right. So what is a red aura?
All right. So I live with a red aura. And I notice that a lot of times when you're red and you don't know you're red, and then you find out about red, you understand yourself a lot better because red auras are very strong. They're very strong, assertive energies. And red auras don't like to be told who they are or what they are. And I get that. But more so than other aura colors, I notice when we talk about, hey, this is like a personality trait of a red aura, and they're so completely red, immediately they're like, no, it's not. Like that is just... You don't like to be told who you are. You're going to just be who you are, which is fine, but also a big red flag that you're a red. And then they're natural leaders. They like to be respected. Respect is big. They'll give it, but they want to get it. They know that respect must be earned, but also they don't feel like they should give respect if somebody isn't being mutually respectful to them in turn. So they're big on equality. That's a big thing for red auras. Very much like alpha energy. They like to be kind of the person that people go to. So they're very matriarchal in a family, very patriarchal in a family. They like to be the person that, you got a tough decision? Bring it to me. I'll put the foot down. I can do that for you. They're big on teamwork. They love a team. They love everyone feeling a part of something. Of course, they like to be the leader of the team, but they also like to give everyone jobs in the team so they know it's a group effort. It's cohesive. They love that feeling. And they love competition and challenge. They don't mind competition. Like, they are cutthroat at Monopoly. Like, they don't care if they make, their 4-year-old kid cry. They're like, listen, that's how you play, like, that's part of it. Like, that is how you play. They like rules, and they like people following rules, but they also love to win. But they don't want to be given a win. They want to earn the win.
Yes.
Earning the win's a big deal. They're huge risk takers. So you'll find them sometimes doing things that are a little riskier than other people. Maybe they do risky hobbies or risky investments, or they take risks in their career. They're very logical. They like to fall back on, well, this is my logic. Well, this is what the logic is. Well, this is what makes sense. They like to do that. They generally have really good, like, animalistic instincts. Like, they're pretty good at reading people. Like, that guy is not cool, and it's just because I say so. Like, they don't think about it too much. They just know and they go with it. So big on energy without even realizing it. They're really good reads on people. And lastly, they really just like to be in control of themselves, of others, of situations. They like to feel like they can call the shots in their own life.
Okay. I feel like I'm like your laboratory test human for reds.
Yes.
It's because a lot of this sounds like me.
Yes, it's true. And then we have a red daughter. So it sounds like her too. And
right.
What's funny is you two go at it a little bit. Like I notice, like, for example, the other day I go to Bree, our red daughter. I'm like, hey, tomorrow. And then I hear immediately, no. She didn't know what I was going to say. Okay. She just knew that was my tone. Like, hey, I'm telling you what's happening tomorrow. And immediately without even, no. And then you heard it and you were like, hey, wait, that's not, hey. But if I did that to you, you're like, no. Like, it's just kind of funny. I find you guys funny.
That is funny. So I'm assuming for this episode, we don't have a lot of female reds.
Yeah.
Hopefully some of the female listeners are bringing their male counterparts in.
Yeah.
Reds to listen.
Yeah.
So what about in relationships?
Recruiter red.
Right.
It's a big know your aura.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying since the podcast started, since like episode, I don't know, 5 or 6 when I invented Jumanji. I've been trying to bring in the red guys.
Yes.
But I don't know how. I mean, and there's been some evidence that it's worked.
Yeah, it has.
Here and
Yeah.
there, people have told me it's worked.
Recruit a red.
Right.
Yeah.
So recruit a red. Maybe have him listen. He's going to tell you the first thing he's going to say is no.
No.
So this next category might be a little bit better.
Okay.
Relationships. So
Okay.
if you're in a relationship with a red.
Red aura relationships, I mean, they're very upfront. Usually red auras, and this is why red auras aren't bad to date, honestly, because they're like very okay with, they're actually okay with a label. They want to give you the label. They want to like define what this is, you know, so they're very quick to be like, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, this is what I want, you know, get you off the market, let's continue now. All right, done. What are we doing Saturday? What do you mean you can't hang out Saturday? We're hanging out Saturday, like that. They're very much upfront. Usually reds aren't too bad at saying how they feel. You know, I like you. I want this to work. They will wear their heart on the sleeve. Like, they'll put themselves out there. Again, they're risk takers. So in relationships, they will say, like, hey, I don't like how you spoke to me. Like, maybe you're in a relationship with somebody, or I'm not comfortable with how this pattern in our relationship. They actually are good at saying what it is they're feeling. Now, the problem is when they're unbalanced, that can come out a bit barky or aggressive, or their delivery can suck when you like, and you have to tell red auras like what you can say that, but there's a can we try like 3 different ways to say that isn't so aggressive or controlling, because I'm a purple, so I have a lot of practice with like, you're not going to say it that way. What's another way you can say that? Like that. So over time, you can get them to calm down or chill out a little bit, but they're very protective and loyal. Balanced reds are extremely loyal. Like, they're not going to cheat. Like, they're not going to step out on you. Balanced ones, okay? Imbalanced is a whole different situation. But that's anybody. Protective, very, if they claim you as a friend or a partner, you're theirs now. Like, they're ride or die. Really passionate, very much sensory, very much interested in making people feel good. Very stubborn in relationships, though, too. It's hard for them to give in. They are hard to offend. It takes a lot to kind of upset them. They're pretty thick-skinned, and they also can drop it. You know, if there's something happening and they were offended, and it's like, listen, let's just have a come to Jesus moment and just talk about it, they'll drop it. Like, they'll let it go. They don't hang on to stuff. They're not petty in relationships. They are opinionated, though. And they do well with like purple auras. They do well with blue auras. They do well with kind of spicy / submissive auras. They have a harder time with logic colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have, or if you think you are with a red, maybe have them listen to that.
Yeah.
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 It's a great idea, right?
I know.
They're going to tell you no at first.
They are.
But trap them. Maybe get them in the car and, I don't know, just
make them listen in the car.
Make them listen. Give them, or maybe make it a game for them. Give them some sort of incentive.
Jumanji.
Right. Give them
Reds love Jumanji.
Yes.
That's another thing about Reds. They do love Jumanji.
They do love Jumanji. Okay. It just feels like I've been in the lab for this episode. All right, career.
All right, red aura careers, they usually have to work for themselves or be in management. Like, it's really hard for them to work under someone. If they do work under someone, they need to be autonomous or feel like they're making their own choices or decisions. That's why I see them a lot as like salespeople, like lawyers, managers, kind of like foremen, forewomen, like, on construction sites, things like that. Mm-hmm. They also do like mechanics, they're good kind of working on their own. They're really good at politics. I see a lot of red auras in politics. I see a lot of green auras in politics too, but I see a lot of red auras in politics. Like service, I see a lot of service people, like firefighters, like police officers, a Coast Guard. A lot of red auras go into that. They like to serve and protect. Real estate agents. Okay. So you kind of think like they have to and coaches. A lot of coaches are red.
Now I was a teacher and I was red, and I'm red. But the reason I liked that was because it was my classroom. Yeah. So if nobody came in and bothered me in my classroom, I was totally fine.
Yeah, you run it the way you want to.
I was running my classroom. The worst days for me teaching were the staff days when we all got together, and that was when all the nonsense. I had to listen to all the nonsense, and that really bugged me.
You taught high school, though, and you couldn't teach, like, for example, elementary or middle, because the way that the way it's going now is everyone has to be on the same page at the same time. Like, so, and we have to teach it the same way. And in high school, it's different. Like I think teachers have the more autonomy to teach it their way. I think that's why you didn't want to ever do like middle school or elementary too.
Yeah. I mean, cause I didn't know I was a red aura for most of the years that I was teaching. And it was weird. Cause like when I was like a kid, you know, trying to think of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I always thought of things, and I had no idea that I was a red.
Yeah.
I always thought of things that would have me either, you know, in charge or working by myself. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I used to tell my parents, I just want to be a truck driver.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's a big red aura job.
Yeah. Because I felt I'd just be on the road by
you're
myself
autonomous.
and I'm in charge of the truck and that's it.
Right.
Leave me alone. But so that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. What about how do they connect? How do they heal?
So red auras, I always feel bad when I read a red because they're like, they don't feel like they're spiritual or they don't understand kind of the woo-woo, the way we talk about it over here. And I tell them all the time, like, you guys are so spiritual. You're so woo-woo. The way that you connect to spirit is authentically how you are. That's anybody. So the way red auras really connect to themselves, to spirit, to their higher self and heal and get grounded is through red aura things, like leading others, like leading a team. You know, like that cohesiveness, that feeling of, oh, all right, like that person stood up for themselves and that was something that I noticed they really needed to do. That's great. Or this person, she really got out of her shell and she's really getting more creative. And red auras like to create a context where people can really step up and live to their potential. So that's a way that you connect with spirit and self and higher self. Also passion projects, red auras, for example, like working out. Okay. They love to work out, for example. Maybe it becomes a passion for them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lift this much weight. I'm going to enter this competition and win it. You know, those types of things, they connect with that vibration or that frequency and it assists them. Now that can look like, oh, you're just a meathead at the gym or something, but no, that's really them connecting with a passion. And on that passion is a frequency where spirit resides for them. Protecting others. That's a big thing. Making sure people feel safe. Feeling other people feel safe is a big thing for red auras. And just also creating justice for the unjust. Like red auras are the ones at the front of the picket line. They are like, we're not just talking about it. Let's get off this Facebook page and show up at City Hall, you know, like, and this is the date it's happening. Like they move things from the paper to on the boots on the ground action. And that's a big way. Like, we need all sorts of people in this world. And red auras are pushers. They're like, nope, let's move it. No, we're not just talking about it. Let's do it. What's the next step? And they know that people sometimes need nudges and direction. And that's how they really connect with spirit to do that. And just being real with people. I feel like red auras are very authentic. What you see is what you get. If they're grumpy, they're grumpy. If they're happy, they're happy. If they're straight, they're honest with you. They're not afraid to tell you how they feel. It's real. It's authentic. It feels like, it allows connection in others.
Okay. Now, for myself and the three other red guys that are listening now, they've been brought on. Jumanji. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Now, that makes sense for spirituality, for the spiritual category. But on this podcast, we go a little more woo-woo.
Yes.
And a lot of times, I'm there with you guys. And I've come a long way, by the way.
You have.
But then there's always something that holds me back from going, I guess, from KYA woo-woo thinking in terms of spirituality. Like last week with the time traveling and all that, the astral travel and all that. So what is it that's like holding the red back there? Is it just that logic that we just can't let go, you know, where things sometimes happen and I'm there in that moment and but then it fades?
I understand that. I feel like red auras, it's like a lot of root chakra stuff. Like they're very naturally tethered to earth. They're very more tethered to their bodies. There's kind of like a bit of a logical vibration of the 3D that maybe captures them a bit more in this aura color. Yeah. And that can we all have challenges in every aura situation, just like how we'll talk about turquoises one day, that they can be a little bit more ethereal and floaty and kind of go into the 5D a little too much. Adversely, I think red auras can kind of latch onto 3D a little too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like they don't always understand the metaphors of things. Like if they get all annoyed at the news, for example, and really stressed out, they can, when they don't understand what this is really about, they're really about the unjust, or they're really about like organizing, or they wish they could do something. That's like a nudge from spirit to like do something, make the 3D connect to your 5D feelings, So it's like we need, like, I feel like red auras need to feel that logic in the earth and our earthbound situation, so that we can get people actually moving through the feelings to action, and it makes a bridge. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
But in terms of the woo-woo stuff, we basically need to be visited by three ghosts like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
And then we'd still question.
Hey, you saw a deer in a meditation the other day.
I did, yes.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. All right. What about health?
Red aura health, it's heart stuff, blood stuff, circulation stuff. And like, obviously, if you have a health issue, it's a real medical thing. And this is just the energy components I see. I see a lot of anger or rage being kind of boiled, like your blood boils. Like
blood pressure? High blood
yeah,
pressure?
like kind of like that blood boiling, like, you've got a big heart, like you're really passionate, like things really bother you, like a lot. Like injustices and stuff, your heart gets like, like ragey. Over time, I feel like that just kind of centers in the cardiac system and whatnot. Yeah. Sometimes a lot of back stuff, back pain, I notice with them. Foot, leg issues, kind of fear of moving forward, fear of mortality, things like that can manifest in the body.
Well, I definitely relate to the blood pressure stuff. I've tried over the years to just be calm, always be calm.
Yes.
I try not to get it going too much. I never had issues with the back and those things.
Yeah.
But definitely the blood pressure thing, that makes 100% sense. What about parenting?
So when you're parenting a red, and this was really fascinating for us because we parent a red, and I think, like, I always say the Lord gives us triggers. You know what I mean? And there are children, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like facing yourself. And I think that, like, you had to do that with our red aura, and she reminds me of my mom too. So like, it's kind of like different relationships, like, because red auras are tougher. So when you parent a red aura, you have to understand that they don't like surprises. And they get actual anxiety from surprises, like you do, our daughter does. Everyone I know, like any red I know, gets like anxiety. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? And there's a lot of things. They want control. Like, well, I want my hair to be done a certain way if this is happening. So don't ever just like have me show up if my face isn't on, like that kind of thing. Yeah. Or you too. Like, you hate, like, for any birthday party or anything, it's like, you tell me what's going on. Like, I would never have a surprise party. You'd lose it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or we learned, like, for example, for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like, we told Brie, she doesn't like surprises. Nope. Give us a list.
Yep.
She is so happy to open things she already knows she's getting. Yeah. Like, it reduces the anxiety for her. Right. She gets so nervous having even a birthday party, like, with friends, because she's like, what are they going to give me? What if I don't react the right way? Like, what if, like, it's hard for her to kind of just fake it, or put on a hat. And she wants to, she wants to be grateful. It's just her face betrays her. And that's the other thing with red aura, is like, sometimes their initial reaction is like, you see their face and you're like, and it's
easy to read.
Yeah, they're red auras are so easy to read. It's like the front newspaper is on their face. And it's hard when you're a parent not to be triggered by that, because you're like, oh, that was rude, or what's that face, or your face is going to freeze like that. Like, I found myself saying that way too much when they were little. Like, your face is going to freeze like that if you keep making that face at me. But that's just, they can't help it. So, I think that that's an important thing to just understand. It does stem from anxiety, I feel. Also, I feel like they always want to know, hey, what's in it for me? Which is not a cool, you have to kind of, there's a balance here between self-advocacy and making it in this world where you should ask, hey, what's in it for me when I do something? But if you say, like, unload the dishwasher, and they kind of give you the attitude, like, why? What's in it for me? And it's really hard to, like, count to 10 and be like, because you live here and this is a chore, like that, versus everything I do for you, But this is just how, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. They always want to know, hey, what's in it for me? Or why? Or how does this favor me? And I think that that's something that It doesn't really stem from selfishness. It's more practicality. But
Right.
of course, you have to alert them to it because we have to make them like likable in the world a little bit.
Yeah.
And also motivation for them is, I've had to watch this with our motivation in Reds is huge. Like if I could take you as a kid and redo this for you,
Yeah.
I would. Just because it's hard won doesn't mean it's better than something that's easy won. And I feel like everyone needs to hear this, but Red Auras really need to hear it. And it's kind of like, don't chase the hard to get guy, okay? Just because accomplishing that means, oh, I did it. It's better than accepting someone into your life that's like easy love who is perfectly fine, you know? Or don't struggle at a job that's like really horrible for you because you're like, no, struggle is the win. Struggle, if I do this, then if I get through this, it means that I'm better or I did best or I won it. No, versus a career or job that comes easy and like,
Yeah.
you know, easy money spends the same, you know, like that. Like, come on, like not everything has to be a battle and a war in order for it to be worth it. And I think that's like a huge thing for Red Auras. And another thing I get with Red Auras is with motivation, and I get like parenting Reds. It's like reminding them like the grade isn't the reason, you know, the learning's the reason. Like they kind of want to win the class or win the grade or if you're like, hey, you know, mow the lawn. I'm like, well, I want money for that. It's like, no, you know, we're not always doing everything for money. You're doing everything because, you know, you're giving back to the family. So it's kind of understanding they're like that and working around it, circumnavigating it a little bit without squashing it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's a good place for that, but it's not here, you know, like that, you know. So.
Yeah. I just wish I knew. I wish I would have known my colors growing up.
Yeah, I think it helps.
And then for people to know my colors.
Yeah.
So they would understand me better.
Yeah, Red Aura kids just like
But I
to
guess
have a
everyone
job.
wants that,
They like
right?
to have a job. They like to be seen as responsible.
Yeah.
They like to be seen as capable. They like responsibility, you know.
Well, we do have a few Red Aura women
Yes, Red Aura
in
women.
the group. And I feel them right now saying, mention us.
Yes.
Mention us.
Yeah.
All right. So what about women versus Red Aura women versus Red Aura men? Big differences? Yeah. What's going on there?
I think Red Aura women are a lot like Red Aura men, actually, because it's really hard to. So I've talked in the past, especially on this podcast, a lot how gender affects auras. And it is really hard to be a Red Aura woman. And I'll see like a lot of Red Aura women putting on blue, even if they're not blue, to kind of tamper down that feistiness. And that's sad. It's sad because all these traits I'm discussing today sound masculine.
Right.
But these aren't masculine. That's a societal label. That's something that society gave these traits. These are traits that are just human, are ethereal, are spiritual too. So these are things that Red Aura women have, and it's really hard for them to make them go away, you know. And so therefore they'll just feel bad about themselves instead. So that's why sometimes it's hard to tell a red woman she's red because she's like, oh, no, I'm not. I don't want to be red. And it's like, but that's awesome. Like red's power and its control. But a lot of society tells women that they're supposed to be submissive and gentle and quiet and talk like this, you know, and not have opinions and not want to control everything, you know, and that's just not red women. They're not like that. And it's hard for them to be like that. So red women are a lot like red men in that way. Funny things about red women is they love to look cute. Like red men are like this too. Like I would say like red purple men.
There's more red purple.
Yeah, it's a red purple male thing. But red women, red blue, red purple, they always look good. Like their hair's done. They spend the time, they spend the money, they buy what they like. You know, I know red. I have one friend. She's red purple, and she's a physician's assistant, but she has RBF. If you don't know what that is, she jokes about it. It's resting biatch face. Yeah. And she jokes about it, you know, but she works in healthcare, so it kind of helps her a lot. She's this little thing, but like she would scare the crap out of like a 300-pound male, you know, like she's scary, but she's like this tiny, skinny person who's just like, but your face is like, that is so red. Like they're very, like Red Aura women are very much like they have a vibe.
Yeah.
And the vibe is like, do not cross me. But they look gorgeous doing it. Like they have kind of an air of just like mystery, and like you just kind of want to know them. You're like, oh, tell me and they're not hand holders. Like they will give you straight up advice. Like this is what you should do and this is what you shouldn't do. You asked and here it is. And then after that, it's like do or don't, but I'm not going to like hold your hand when you went against what I said. I'm just going to remind you. That's what, they're very, and I think red aura women can feel like they're not nurturing because society tells them that's not nurturing, but that is nurturing. That is like, I told you, I love you. You did this to yourself. I'm here for you, but like also take your responsibility. They're just very straight up. So red aura women tend to, they're kind of like, they can have a hard time in love because men can get competitive with them.
Okay. Red aura women at the gym though. They get along with the guys.
Oh my God, yeah, because you're at that part of the gym where everybody like lifts weights, and you have like a lot of the red aura girls there.
Yeah, they're the only ones that'll come over there.
Yeah. Like when you guys are doing like the real meathead stuff. Yeah.
And usually they're stronger than I am.
Yeah.
But, so that.
Well, they're hard to insult.
Yeah.
And
they talk kind of.
Like a guy?
Yeah.
Like they can fit in.
Yeah, they fit in. Yeah.
Well, I noticed red aura women do work in like the boys worlds a lot, like boys club. Like they're at the higher ups and there's all these other guys. And other guys aren't usually scared of red aura women because, well, once you know them, because they're like, well, I can't insult her. She's not going to cry.
Right.
I think there's like parts of red aura women, like they tend to fit in with the boys.
Right.
Because
do they get a bad rap for that?
Not from the men.
No, from other women.
I think other women. Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like red aura women can have a hard time with other women. Because red aura women don't play games. They're like very much, they don't do clicks. They don't do gossip. They'll tell you straight up. That's the thing. But other women can be like, what? You didn't tell me all your deep, dark secrets? Like, what? Like, you hang out with guys? Like, we can't trust you. Like, that kind of thing. So I feel like red aura women can have a hard time with other women being jealous or thinking that they have the wrong motives or things like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take a quick break. We come back. We got some stories from the Miss Michaela spiritual family. Not a lot of them, because every other color we've got tons and tons of stories. But this one we got a few. And I want to do some red aura rants that have come up over the years.
I'm getting older, and I just realize common sense advice for my health is the best advice there is. And Factor really helps with keeping something very important, very simple. And that's meals and meal planning. And I've been trying to eat more protein. And it's made such a difference in my life. But the problem is, back to school, for example, it really makes my routine take a hit. But Factor makes it so much easier. Even when I'm scrambling and routine is getting set up, I do not sacrifice my health goals and my food goals while keeping everybody else's life running smooth. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes and require no prep and no cleanup. So even on the days when my schedule is completely out of control, eating well is very achievable. This week, for example, I was obsessed with their truffle butter filet mignon. It was melt in your mouth, seasoned to perfection. Just tasted like somebody cooked it for me and plated it for me, and I was just eating it like at a restaurant, better than a restaurant. Every week, you'll find over 100 nutrient-dense menu items to choose from and new options, for example, like their salmon burgers or their shredded pork, collard greens, plus add-ons like pumpkin-flavored cheesecakes, and their protein shakes are so good. And I love those in the morning on my way out the door. So let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/KYA50 off and use code KYA50 off to get 50% off and one free breakfast item per box for 1 year while supplies last until 10/31/2026. That's code KYA50 off at factormeals.com. KYA50 off at factormeals.com. See website for more details. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Okay, so we asked the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family on Facebook, give us your red life hacks, tell us about being a red, and basically we didn't get as many as we usually did. Like with the purple, I think we got hundreds and hundreds of comments. Mm-hmm. But there was a few comments. A couple people asked, are there even any reds in this group?
Yes.
I wonder that, too. Are there any other red men? I know there's some red women.
Yeah.
Red men in the group?
I don't think reds comment on Facebook.
Okay. They try to stay away from...
Well, they just wouldn't comment.
They wouldn't comment.
That's super not red
to make a comment. Okay. We actually, believe it or not, we actually had I think it was our first, I could be wrong on this, our first ever red-blue guy in the workshop.
Yes.
Which I was so excited. He actually raised his hand.
Yeah.
He talked, and I loved it.
He participated.
He participated. It was great.
Wonderful.
Now, of course, his daughter had signed him up.
Yes.
He didn't do it on his own, but
Great.
There you go.
It's so cute that he was there. I love that.
All right. So what some of these stories you have?
All right. So Laura D. writes, everything always works out the way it's supposed to. Logically, it may suck when certain parts of life hit, but the good times will roll back around. Just trust it'll all work out, but also brainstorm on how you can control the situation. And she adds, make a pros and cons list for everything.
Okay. Did she give her colors or no?
I feel like she did not, but she's probably red. But I like that because it's very like straight up.
Okay.
Straight up advice. And Jennifer C. writes, my husband has a red-blue aura, so a lot of people ask if they're reds.
Right.
Like the red auras wouldn't come on and say this. They instructed their partners to write it for them, which is very red aura. But Jennifer C. writes, my husband has a red-blue aura. He feels strongly about telling people the right way, his way, to approach something or to do something. For example, he applied for a job shuttling people back and forth from a casino.
Okay.
He said he would be telling passengers about how bad gambling is. Oh my God, stop it.
I like that.
That's so funny. I responded that people won't like that. He said he didn't care. They need to know.
You know what? I agree with that 100%.
I love that.
It's 100% agreement.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to have a talk with you. I'm going to help you.
And he works for the casino, right?
Yeah, but that is so red.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care.
That would be me too. I would wonder, actually, if I was driving a bus for a casino, I'm wondering how long it would take me to tell people to stop gambling.
Like, stop. Like, what are you doing back here today?
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
I'm shutting the door. You can't come in.
Yeah, that's what I would be like.
Because a red is going to be like, listen, like my principles are worth more than this job.
Right.
That's just how they are.
Correct.
I love that. All right. Leah S. writes, indigo red here. Best advice, stop caring what other people think of you. Other people's opinions are none of your business. Life hack, fake it till you make it. No one is good at something first. Just try your best and be confident and don't sweat the mistakes. Learn from them and keep going. Pretend like you're good at, and eventually you will be. Perspective to fall back on. Life is what you make of it. My grandpa, who I assume was also red, used to tell me this. If you want to enjoy something, decide you'll enjoy it. If you want to have a good experience, then decide it will be good before you start. Want to know about living like a red life? As a woman, society will make you feel like you are too much. It's okay. Let them think that about you. Embrace it and love yourself anyway. Don't tone down anything about yourself for anyone else. The world needs this energy, and us reds need all your energy, and other auras do as well.
That sounds 100% correct too.
Okay. Sharon C. writes, my husband and I don't know our aura colors for certain, but I think he has red aura traits. I wish I put a picture. I'd look at him. But he probably is. So anyways, he has expressions and quotes that he uses regularly. First, a man's got to know his limitations. When he uses this, sometimes he's deciding to hire a plumber. Number 2, he says, you're overthinking it. It's easy for me to overthink, and I appreciate that he knows to say that when I need not to worry. Okay. It sounds like he's just like, you're overthinking it. And then she's like making it this like big philosophical, like he's doing that because he knows that.
Right.
Like, I think that's really funny. 3, work smarter, not harder. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. This is something that one of his college professors said. And sometimes he'll use this expression when a problem gets solved simply by approaching it from a different angle and with steps already laid out to follow.
Okay.
All right. That's great.
I love that.
Renee S. writes, best life advice as an indigo red. Trust your instinct to step forward. When it tells you to speak, act, or engage, go. I'm still learning when to step forward and when to step back. But every time I stayed quiet when my gut said, speak up, I regretted it. Every time I was brave enough to say it anyway, I never did. Perspective I fall back on. If I hesitate long enough to overthink it, I've usually already missed the moment. The instinct comes first for a reason. Yeah, instinct on red, very important.
That has got to be the most interesting color combo. The red indigo.
That's hard
because it's like two opposites pulling in two different directions.
They struggle.
That's got to be, because, red blues struggle, but red indigo, that's got to be kind of...
They feel deep injustice.
Yes.
Like deeply. Like they immediately feel for the little guy. Like, like reds normally already do, but like red indigos, like they feel it. And then they get like, you can get overwhelmed because you want to do something.
Right.
So they can like get really ragey quickly because of it. But that's hard.
That's going to be a powerful
But
combo.
I love what she's saying. She's like, do it, you know? Mm-hmm. And she even says, we move on impulse and passion, not permission. Waiting to be sure is often just fear in disguise. Trust the pull to act. Trust the pull towards the people who feel right. And let the regret of silence be the thing that pushes you forward, not back. Dang, Renee.
Love it.
That should be like somewhere in a museum. It's really good. I love that. Erica Marks writes, my red aura husband said, always be optimizing.
Okay.
Have a solid routine.
Yep. Love routine.
Find a career that allows you to get out of what you put in.
Okay.
Stay curious. Yeah, it's a big thing with reds. Like, what's in it for me? It is a really good thing to ask in life. Like, what is in it for me? And that's okay to ask.
Yeah.
It just gets, unfortunately, trampled when you're a kid and your mom's like, take out the trash, and you're 8, and you're like, what's in it for me? And you're like, that's bad. Okay, let's see. Oh, Chelsea M. writes, you know yourself better than anyone else. Sometimes it's okay not to take their advice. Go with your gut. And she says, rules are necessary. I do not know what this means.
Okay.
All right. You can want in one hand and SHIT in the other and see which one fills up faster.
I'm at a loss for words.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't.
Like, I never put on explicit. Otherwise, I'd say the whole thing on the podcast. But you can want in one hand and poo in the other and see which one fills up faster. Want?
I don't
know what that means.
I'm not sure.
Chelsea, I'm intrigued, though.
Yeah.
That's like a great...
Stay curious, as Erica's husband says. Stay curious.
That's like a literary, mystery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking it... See, the problem is I can't get past the literal of it to figure it out. If I can get past... See, there's my logic. Just
Chelsea, come back to us.
I can't get past the literal.
Yeah. All right. Oh, wait, we got one more just from Mothman, Amy's husband.
Yeah. Zach.
So Amy, our admin, her husband Zach, was
the Mothman.
The Mothman at our last gathering, and he's red blood. Okay, he says we don't need all the details. That just means keep it short when you tell them. And then he said,
"True.
Just make a decision. It really is that easy."
Yeah.
Just make it.
Sometimes.
It's okay.
Yeah, I got that.
And then finally, don't worry about what anybody else thinks of you. Just be a good human and do the right thing.
Exactly. 100%.
Sometimes it's hard. You don't know what's good or not.
And he's a guy that does a lot of good
He's a good guy.
Does a lot of good deeds.
All right. So we've had the really great advice on there. I think overall a big red aura thing is don't be scared to act, based on what other people think. The regret's worse than the not doing it.
Now, what about the red rant? We've talked about this. I mean, this has been for years, right?
Yeah.
We've discussed this.
I had to come up with the red rant. Tell us what the red rant is.
All right. So the red rant sometimes, most of the time, you guys, listeners, you use it right. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do not use the term correctly. So let me explain the term once and for all correctly.
Okay.
A red rant is when you get heated about an issue, but the issue isn't that big of a deal of an issue.
Right.
Okay. A red rant is not when you get heated about some real pressing issue. That would not be a red rant. That's just normal.
Right.
Okay. So let me give 2 examples. Okay. So not a red rant. So let's say you have healthcare, okay, and your premiums double, and you get the renewal bill, and your premiums go from whatever, we'll just make up some numbers, $700 to $1,400 a month.
Right.
And then you start going nuts, and you can't believe it, and you're screaming or whatever. You got to do what you got to do. That is not a red rant. Okay. That's real.
Okay.
That's like a real concern. That's something that needs to be fixed. That's things have got to be taken care of.
Yeah, that's like a real societal issue.
Yeah, that's something. That's not a red rant.
No.
Okay. Now, I'll give you an example of a red rant. So let's say you spend the day in Bar Harbor, Maine.
Right.
And you go around to their businesses. And you spend $400 or $500.
Right.
You're just giving the money. Here's my credit card. Just take it.
Take my money.
I'm buying lobster. Someone's buying lobster. They're buying books. They're buying souvenirs. T-shirts with Bar Harbor on it.
Yeah.
And then you find out you paid $14 for parking. Okay. What is that? Why is it? There's no voucher. I don't get that parking for free. You should reimburse me that $14.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make me pay to park in your town.
Yeah.
When I'm going to go spend $400 or $500.
That's a red
for
rant.
that day. That's a red rant.
That's a red rant.
Because at the end of the day, that's like
I think you said
nonsense.
something interesting the other day. You said like red rants keep us away.
Yes.
Like red rants are about the things that keep us away from the real issues.
Right. The red rants keep us away from the actual
Like
issues.
you're saying, like these are the things that like cloud the masses with hassles.
Correct. Yes.
So that we can't all come together and actually fix like the real stuff.
The real stuff, yeah.
Like the real social issues.
Because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of things to red rant
just hassles.
about. Hassles, and that's how like society's set up.
Yeah.
To just continuously give you
These red rants.
a full day of hassles.
It's a full day of hassles, so you can't actually organize as a group.
And they do that on purpose. Like whenever you do something, they make it a hassle.
Yeah.
Like, they don't make it easy. They make it a hassle.
Yeah.
And the reason why they do that is because you're focused on all these hassles and all this nonsense of your everyday life that you don't focus on the big issues.
So the red rants are about the hassles, not about the big issues.
Right.
Now, a difference between a green aura and a red aura, because green auras do also go off, but I call them more like TED Talks. Okay. So like green auras, they'll go off on something, but they have like research to back it up.
Yeah.
Red auras, a red rant is more kind of like an educated argument.
Okay.
Where
Yeah,
red auras don't have the educated argument. Green auras have more the educated argument.
We're going to shoot from the hip.
Red auras are shooting for the hip.
Yeah, we're shooting.
And it gets like real passionate real quick.
It's passion. It's
Right,
mostly
it's a lot of
passion. Yeah, it's mostly passion.
So lots of passion.
And
Lots
a lot
of
of times
emotion.
we can be wrong too, and it doesn't matter.
So I'm playing a game.
Okay.
And
Let's play a game.
this game is called Red Rant Roundup.
All right. So what I suggest, Jumanji, get your red aura partner.
Bring them out there.
Bring them.
Or anyone.
Let him play.
Right.
And maybe he'll be converted to a KYA listener.
All right. Or maybe he'll just go off on a red rant.
Right.
And
then you'll know he's red.
And the only appropriate response to when you are being, I guess, like when you have to deal with somebody's red rant is you just say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You just agree with it.
Sure.
That's just my advice.
All right. So how's it going to work?
So I have all these red rant topics in a hat.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to pull them out.
Okay.
And then you decide, is it worth a red rant or not worth a red rant?
Oh, okay.
And then at home, you guys can play too.
Decide. Okay, so if you think it's a rant, then at home you do
you say
a rant.
that is worth a red rant.
Do your rant.
And you can pause and you can give a red rant.
Okay.
But if you don't think it's worth it, you can just keep going.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So here's my first one.
Okay.
So these are all red rant topics. Nepo babies. These are people who are hired because their parents were famous.
Okay.
I'll just give an example. Scott's already getting red.
I'm boiling them. This red is
like
my head
Gracie
is...
Abrams is a singer, and like all the kids love her. And she's J.J. Abrams, who was like the creator of Star Wars, the new Star Wars movies.
Oh,
or something.
the director, I think.
Director.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's his daughter. Okay, fine.
Okay, yes.
All right, go ahead.
That, to me, deserves one of the... That's probably highest level red rant. One of the highest level. That's right up there with the Met Gala red rants.
Don't go off.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
Yeah, because Nepo babies. Like, my feeling with the Nepo baby is if you're a Nepo baby, you have to tell everyone every single time they see you that you're a Nepo baby.
Like, disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. Like if they give an interview, like, I don't know, to what's her name? Abrams, whatever her name is. Or anybody, they have to put on the bottom of the screen, I am a Nepo baby, this is my thing. Like, there was like a lady, she was on the Today Show.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know who she is. She's on there all the time.
Right.
Not Jenna Bush. She's also a Nepo baby, by the way. But then all of a sudden it's like, one time they mentioned it, oh, that's Diana Ross's kid.
Yeah, Niecy Nash Betts. We don't know that's not her. Oh my God, sorry.
See, we don't even know where she is.
I forget her name.
But she's
not
Diana...
Niecy Nash Betts. Ignore me.
Okay, but she's Diana Ross's kid. Finally, they mentioned it. See, but you know how many times it took them to mention that? And then I'm like, oh, well, that's why she's on the Today Show all the time.
Yeah.
There should have been a disclaimer day one.
Yeah.
Day two, day three, every time she gave an interview.
Yes.
Nepo babies. I'm okay with a Nepo baby, but you have to tell it every single time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's a huge red rant.
I think that was a red rant,
That's
though,
a red
you
rant.
just gave.
Yeah.
All right, so it's worth a red rant, you're saying.
Oh, that's like high level, high alert red rant.
Okay, school photography companies. Now, you have to understand when you have kids, every year they get like their photo taken, and then they try to make you pay for the photo. Now, you can ignore it pretty easily until senior year, and that's what we're going through. So, Scott, go ahead.
Yeah.
Senior photography companies.
Okay.
Or just school photography companies.
Yeah, that's worthy of a red rant. They're scammers. They're all of them. Don't trust any of them. They're going to scam you.
It's really bad.
First you got to pay the fee just to take the photos. This is the weirdest thing. So I paid the fee to take the photos. I think it was like $90.
Right.
So we
could have paid more.
We give numbers. Reds will give you the numbers.
All right, it was $90.
$90
just to walk in.
Just to walk in the door
and take pictures.
Now I gave my Indigo explicit instructions.
That was me.
Yeah. I say, you don't buy anything that day.
He did. He told me that.
Nothing that day.
My text message, because I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, she's beautiful.
Yeah, because that's when they're going to get you at the biggest scam.
My baby.
If you wait a little bit, the scam goes down.
Okay.
But anyway, actually, in this case, it went up. But so then, fine, we get the photos. It turned out great. Everything's wonderful. Then there's all these like different packages, and they're trying to think for me and tell me if I buy this, then I'll get $50 off here. And if I buy that, I'll get $10 off that. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, so they charge this crazy price. I don't even know what it is. $350. I don't know for what's called digitals.
Yeah.
I don't even get anything. I'm getting air.
Yeah.
I am getting air. They're giving me air.
You're paying for just like pixels.
Yeah. You know what that costs them? $0.
Yeah.
What does it cost? They've already taken the photos.
They took we paid for the photos
I've already
taken.
paid, right.
And now I got to pay for the digitals too.
Right.
And that's like $300.
And then you tell me, all right, fine. So then we pay for the digitals, we get air, and then I go on to like Snapfish or something and then have to actually produce them.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's worthy of a huge.
They do get you. They just use a lot of the like emotion to make you pay for it.
Yeah. Big.
And the tiers are like very inflated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we talked about paying for parking.
That's
that was
a
my
red
next
rant.
one.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this is Bree's. Calling inanimate objects girls. Bree?
No, I don't care about that one.
Yeah, Bree had her first, I feel like, real red rant the other day. We were watching the Walter Boys.
Okay.
And, like, it is true. I didn't realize it till Bree pointed out to me. They refer to everything as, like, a girl. Like Cole Walter likes his car. Like, isn't she beautiful?
Okay, like a boat.
And, like, some other character, like, referred to his tattoo gun as a girl.
Oh, right.
Like, her name's Betty. And it's like,
okay.
And Bree just, like, went off.
It
was like a whole red rant about why do people refer to inanimate objects as female that really bother. Like, she just went off.
Okay.
She was a real red rant.
Okay.
Yeah, she really bothered her.
I accept it as a red rant. I've never red ranted on that, but I accept it as a red rant.
All right, next one I'm pulling out is award shows.
Okay. If you've listened to this podcast, you know this.
I might have to cut you off.
There's nothing worse than an award show for an actor or something like that, or someone who makes a movie. Until there's award shows as big for nurses and doctors and teachers and firefighters and all the police officers, all that, I want those award shows to be bigger than the Oscars and the Grammys and all the other nonsense they have. When that happens, fine.
Right.
Red
okay.
band.
Got it.
And Met Gala is the worst.
All right. And next one is Disney is greedy.
I mean, that's just obvious. Somebody even could go in there. I've done that one.
We've done that
100 times.
Disney's greedy, Meg.
Big red rant.
Extra fees. Example, the new Bills stadium.
Okay, this one's for my people in Buffalo.
Okay.
So I know we have a lot of Buffalo listeners. What they're doing to these people is so horrific.
I've heard this so much, you guys.
It is horrible.
This is a red rant on behalf of the people.
This is for the people of Erie County and Buffalo Bills fans who plan on going to the new stadium. First of all, the guy that owns the Bills, Bagula, is a billionaire. Billionaire. It's billions. Okay.
They built a new stadium, and apparently the headlines are this is the most expensive game experience you can have in the NFL right now in Buffalo.
Right. So the people who paid for the stadium, they paid in their taxes. The people of Erie County paid $850 million to that stadium.
Okay.
And how did Pagula reward them?
Yeah.
By making them pay all these huge fees.
Right.
Like PSL fees, which is like a price just to get your seat. You had to pay a fee to get your seat.
Like own the real estate of your seat.
Yeah. Exactly. And then not only did they do that, but they added a 6% stadium tax to anything bought in the stadium.
Including the tickets.
So, like, if you went to get a hot dog, you're going to pay a 6% stadium tax plus the Erie County state sales tax, which is 8.75%. So that gets up to 14.75% on anything you buy in that stadium.
Wow.
And you know what the 6% goes to? They call it fixing the stadium. Well, why doesn't the billionaire fix the stadium himself?
Yeah.
So that one is definitely...
People really mad at the governor. And
it was a real bad deal.
It's a little shady.
For the people of Buffalo. And they took advantage of them because they know they love the team.
Well, you got to understand, like, in Buffalo, like, where I'm from, like, that's culture.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you do.
So they just took advantage of people.
Yeah.
Worthy of huge red rants.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next one. Movie popcorn prices. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
But you've been saying... I have to argue with that red rant.
Okay.
Because, yes, it's expensive.
Yes.
But you don't have to buy it. Like, nobody's forcing you.
Yeah, but I always buy it.
But nobody's forcing you.
That's true.
You could bring the bag of microwave popcorn in your purse. You could be a cheap ass.
It's true.
You could do it.
It's true. All right, fine. You know
I
what?
don't think that's worth it.
I
Because
agree.
like you don't have to do that.
You're right. You don't have
You
to
could
buy.
go to
Yeah.
you could go to Target before and get the dollar candy and bring it in the same purse.
Fine. Then what about paying like a horrible $15 for a horrific movie that you have to watch?
That's a choice.
Fine.
These are choices.
All right, fair.
Tipping.
No, I don't. Tipping. I don't mind. I actually.
People say there's tip fatigue now.
50, well, you don't have to tip.
Right. Well,
you don't have to.
you should.
I mean, of course you should. I don't mind tipping. I think I actually am a pretty good tipper.
Okay, so I will say this. The
where-
red auras tend to be flashy cashy.
Yeah, well,
Even if they're a little cheap
it's the
when you
people,
know 'em.
You know, it's like, if they're doing something that's making your life easier.
Even if you're not allowed to buy the digitals at the school of photography company.
Well, it's air. You're just buying air. You bought air. Like, I can't buy air for $350.
Usually, though, if you let a red rant go on and you
Then
give it a
they'll
couple
just
days,
do
then
it.
they'll let up. Like, I'm buying the digitals,
Yeah, we're getting
obviously.
We are getting the digitals. The next one's going to be here comes a red rant. The yearbook. Okay,
Oh.
the yearbook wants to charge $300 and something for Bree to have like a page in the dedication page in the yearbook.
Page.
Like,
It's
and
like, do you love your kid?
yeah, so
Do you?
yeah,
That's
like,
kinda what it's
and they have
asking.
like different tiers. Like if you want like a third of a page,
Yeah,
it's
if
like
you want-
$150. If you want like 7/8 of a page,
A quarter page.
I don't know, but so that's going to be the next red rant that I'm going to lose on. But
okay.
so I'm going to red rant it out and then probably do it. All right. So, but for tipping, I think it's not a red rant.
Okay.
I always give like at a restaurant. I always give like 20. I usually give 22 to 25%.
This is your opportunity to show that you're flashy cashy,
That's
which
true.
is a red thing. Now, there may be red auras right now pausing this to do a red rant about tipping.
Yeah, and I can see where they would.
Yeah.
I can understand where. That's just not my thing. I don't like if you go up to a counter.
Oh, I know.
And then they give you you put in your credit card, and then they say do you want to give
Tip.
this tip? And then I usually I'll give like $1 or $2 in the
Change?
in the chip jar thing.
Uh-huh.
But I won't do it on the credit card.
Okay.
Because that's like what'd you do?
What about the rounding up thing? That's the other thing they do.
The rounding up, I don't like the change, so I do round.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to throw the change away. If
But
you guys remember.
some red auras are going to have
Yeah.
a red rant about that,
Yes.
saying that these corporations
Yeah.
are taking your roundup
Yep.
change for their tax write-offs.
Yep, I agree with that.
There you go.
And I do agree with that, but it's not worthy of a rant for me.
Driving issues.
There's so many, and yes, there's from not using a blinker to lane changing to parking, all of that red rants.
Red aura fact, they think they're the best drivers.
We are.
Okay, and finally, last one out of the head is airplane etiquette.
Yeah, I mean that one. Good. I mean, we don't fly so often, so it doesn't come up. But there's so many things you could come up with that. Who are the people that are in row 38 and the plane just lands and then they're already standing up and have their bag on your head.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah,
I mean,
I hate when they.
You're not going anywhere.
Well, you know what I noticed? This is weird. Is this a Boston thing? Is my question. Like you said, we don't fly a lot, but
Yeah.
I've never been on a plane where people actually stand up the second you're allowed to get up and take all their stuff out of the carry-on until we flew into Boston, into Logan.
They all did it.
And they all took it out. There are these New Englander people just grabbing their bags, and we're in the last rows grabbing their bags, and they're just standing there, and everybody's just bags on bags on bags on bags. Now I get claustrophobic. That is actually my worst part of flying. I hate when we land and we're just sitting there. That's when I get my most stressed. And then to have all the luggage just piled up around me. But nobody else ever did that. Any other time I've ever gotten out at an airport, people, and we touch down and it's time to go. Until it starts deboarding, then people take out their luggage. Is that I'm asking the listeners.
I don't know.
Is that normal to you? And are you from Boston?
I think that happens a lot, but maybe Boston more than usual.
No, I noticed it there. I was like, oh my gosh. They were all just basically unloading their overheads while we were waiting. Just everything.
I
just landed it on people's heads. That's my own red rant. I red ranted.
You did a red rant.
I red ranted. All right. Well, I hope this really hit the red in you. And even if you're not red, I hope that this advice will carry you through, because red auras have great advice. This podcast is for you and about you, and we're so glad you spent some time with us today.